past few videos have been laboratory glassware, flasks, and test tube stand, and I want to take that sort of a step further and sort of put some stuff together. And I've decided, and I'm going to do some kind of distillation apparatus, like the kind you'd see in a high school chemistry lab. Considering I taught science for 25 years, I've used these things before. I'm not necessarily going to model everything in an image like this, but what I am going to model is the condenser here, and I'll talk a little bit about that, and you know, the distillation flask, and probably an Erlenmeyer flask over here. Have a look at this one. Okay, so there are different sizes of these flasks, so I'm not constrained to any particular style. I can do my own thing, but they all pretty much have a round bottom and a neck there with a test tube stopper. Sometimes there's a thermometer up here, but I'm not going to do that. And then a tube that comes out on an angle, and that goes with another stopper that has a hole in it, but I'm not going to do the hole. I won't need to do that. And it protrudes into this region, which is called the condenser. There are some plastic tubes here, and then a beaker or a flask at the other end to pick up the distillate. So the idea is that if you've got, say, two liquids together, say you got alcohol and water, and they have different boiling points, you heat them up, and the one with the lower boiling point will tend to evaporate first. It'll come up, it'll bounce off the stopper, and it'll go down through the tube, but it's a vapor, all right, it's a gas. And if you want to get the liquid, then what you do is it will condense here, form droplets, and come out, and you'd get alcohol on this side separated out from the water, all right? This is a physical separation technique based on boiling point. This thing here is called a condenser, and there are different types of them. This one here has a just a straight tube inside. This would be a Liebig condenser. Same thing with this one. All right, Liebig condenser, just a straight tube. The one I want to model, though, is more interesting. This is the Graham condenser, okay? So that'll, you know, it's not hard to do or anything. I'll show you how I would accomplish that. The other thing I just wanted to quickly say is the concept is you heat it up, the liquid with the lower boiling point evaporates, as I said, and as you can see, this one has a rubber tube coming out. So there's different styles. The vapor will come into here, and then you run cold water in one end and then out the other end, and that cold water causes the vapor to condense into a liquid, back into a liquid like alcohol, which you can collect over here. All right, so that's what I'm going to model, and it's probably going to take a few videos to do it. I'm deleting everything, and I'm coming over to Cycles Render, and I've got my screencast keys on, and I'm going to do this. Doesn't really matter. I'll start in my front view, and I'm going to go Shift A and click on cylinder. I'm going to switch the number of vertices to 18. All right, so I'm going to have 18 vertices, and I'm going to hit Scale Shift Z for now. And I'll get rid of the top and the bottom. So I'll select those faces, X faces. I'll look at it again from the front. And I want to cut a hole in this. All right, so I'm going to go Shift R, and I'm going to create two edge loops just like that. And I'm going to do another one in the middle. And what I want to do, and let me select both of these, Shift Alt and click the edge loops. I'm going to go SZ, scale in the Z, and I'm going to pull in, and what I'm doing is I'm looking right at these four squares, polygons right here, and I'm trying to make this a nice square, because I am now going to select these four faces, just like that. I'm going to hit I to inset. I'm going to pull in a little bit. That's going to create a bit more geometry and a bit more stability for when I convert this to a circle. Now I've got loop tools enabled in my old Blender version. You probably do too, or if not, I think you can go under File, Preferences, and look them up. And I'm going to click Circle. Then I'm going to scale a little bit smaller, and that's going to be my circle. Now I can go X faces and delete those faces. All right, so that is going to be the hole that I'm going to use to protrude one of these out. All right. All right, let's go have a look at what we're going to do next. I think I will go ahead and work on that part right there. So I'm going to select that right there, and I'm going to hit E to extrude and Y, and I'm going to pull out just a little bit, E to extrude, and I'm going to pull out some more like that. All right, now I think I will scale this down a little bit like that, and we'll come back here and go Control R. I'm going to put an edge loop right there, and let's put another one right behind it there, and we'll select that edge loop, and I'm going to scale and get this kind of effect. I'll pull it forward just a little bit. Let's do another one here. Okay, I'll do that, and I'm going to do Control R right behind it, and I'll grab that one and we'll scale it out a little bit. This just gives something for the tubing to attach to. That's fine like that. All right. All right, cool. Let's actually, I think it's time now to copy this. Shift D, and I'm going to bring it down like this. And so I am making the condenser. All right, here, let's look at this. Okay, and I just did, this kind of stuff. I'm going to have both of these coming out the same side. Okay, I've used them like that before. In fact, it might be like that in one of the other pictures. Let's see that one. So that's on different sides. That one is. Okay, but you can have them on the same side, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just, let's get rid of that grid. Okay, well I can go ahead and join these. So I'm going to Shift Alt and click that edge loop and this edge loop, and I'm going to go Control E and find Bridge Edge Loops right there, and make sure Merge is not checked right now. But now that they're together, I can select both of these edge loops and X dissolve edges. I don't need them anymore. I just want to decide if that's a good distance apart. I think maybe I'll go into wireframe and grab all of this. Maybe I will pull it down a little bit more like this. Okay, cool. So that's going to be the start of the tube. Let's go up into edge mode here, and let's select that, and I to, or period key to zoom right in. Let's select this upper edge and E to extrude, S to scale. Let's pull it in a bit, and let's bring it up like that. E to extrude will come out a little bit. E, S, come out, not quite as far maybe. I'll do that. E, and I'll do that kind of a thing. And that will be where the rubber stopper goes in. This area here. Again, there's different shapes of these things, so I'm not constrained to following the diagram too much. It's just as a reference. Okay, E to extrude, S to scale. We'll make a little lip for this thing. E, like that. E and S come in. Okay, let's stop there for a moment because I'm going to be putting on solidify. Let's come down to the bottom, and this is where the distillate will come out and be captured by a flask of some sort. So let's go E and S, pull it in like that, nice and small, and I'll bevel that after, and then we'll just come out E, and maybe I will go back one and pull it all down so we have a little bit of a thing like that, and I'll grab this, we'll come down a little further. I could scale that in a bit. I'm not going to do any more work on that yet, but let's go ahead and do some beveling. Control B, round this up, maybe not too much. I'll be putting subdivision surface on in a bit. Probably this could be beveled a little bit. 1, 2 maybe. Let's see how that looks. Let's come back up to the top. It's probably not critical that I bevel that, but I'll throw that in. That might just tighten it up for when I do the subdivision surface. That one there. And before I bevel this, let's go ahead and put on subdivision surface and see how it would look. I find that doing this after I do solidify causes some problems, so it's probably a better idea to do it first. I can live with that, I guess. Let's bring an edge loop in here, and we could go ahead and bevel this right now, actually. I don't think that'll be a problem. Just as long as I leave that one, because I want to do something with that. Let's have a look at what that looks like. Okay. Let's come down here and just have another look. I think that's going to be fine. I think I need to tighten this area up here. So we'll do that. And we'll do this. I'll do the same on the other one. And I'll do another one here just because. Maybe I'll pull that one in closer. Oh, I see I got the two of them, no wonder. That's okay. I'll do this one too. Doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same. No one's going to care that much. Oh. I can't remember if I put one up here or not. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right with me. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to shut that off and then come to solidify. All right, and I am going to 0.02 maybe, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that, and then I'm going to go back into edit mode, and I'm going to select these edge faces and these and delete them. And that's going to leave this edge here. Then I want to bring this edge up on level with this one right there. All right, and the way I'm going to do that is with the snap tool to vertex and flip over to vertex, and I'm just going to pull it up and note that it snaps. There we go. And I'm going to select that edge ring as well, or edge loop. I'm going to Control E, bridge edge loops, and let's see how she turned out. With subdivision surface, that should look okay. Geez, I don't even think I need to bevel that edge. I think it looks just fine the way it is. Well, that is my tube for the moment. Now, I think what I'll do from front view is I will start rotating this into position a little bit better. So we'll do origin of geometry. And I'm going to rotate this around the Y, rotate Y 90, like that, and then I'm going to rotate X 90, and I'm going to rotate Z 180. Okay, so I want it in that position. I'm also going to origin to, yeah, and then geometry to origin, just put it right in the middle. Okay, that's fine. So that's my tube. What I want to do now is create that glass coil tube that's on the inside. All right, it looks like this. All right, and so I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to look from the top view down, and I'm going to go Shift A, Mesh, bring in a plane. I'm going to bring it above the tube so I can see it a little bit better, and I'm going to go switch to vertex mode and select these two vertices and delete them. So I just got those two, select them, scale in the Y a little bit, G, and I'm going to pull them down till they're pretty much on this Y axis below the 3D cursor. Back into object mode, and now I'm going to switch over to the modifiers and choose screw in the Z axis, and then I'll turn it a bit. Watch what happens as I start changing the screw value here and then the iterations. Okay, so you can see what that starts to do. I'm going to scale this down, and I'm going to rotate Y 90 like that. All right, so you start to get a sense of what it's going to be like inside. I'll make it a little bit smaller like that. Go to the side. I'll bring this down so it's kind of centered. Now you can't see it in there, so I'm going to select this object here, come to the properties with that box there, change this under display to wire, and now I can see it there. And I can select that. I'm going to bring it back to one end, one of the ends, doesn't matter which end. I'm going to bring it to there for now. And now I'm going to go back to the modifiers and I can play with the screw values. Okay, I want it maybe like that, and then increase the iterations, sort of like arraying it essentially down to near the end. Now I'm going to come back just, okay, so between 13 and 14 is a little bit too much. I can scale this a little bit. All right, that's probably going to be okay for what I need to do. Okay, so now I'm going to take it out again, have a quick look at that, and say, all right, I'm going to commit to that. I'm going to hit apply, and then now I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to switch over to edge selection, and I'm going to shift alt and click that edge. That's the outer edge. Then control I to select the inverse and X edges, get rid of the edges. Now I have just that. All right. Okay, cool. Now let's grab this and let's bring it back down in. Okay, I'm going to hide this for a moment, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go into, I think I'll put on the subdivision surface right now. Just leave that like that. Okay, vertex selection, so I've got that. So this is one end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit E to extrude and pull, and let's look, where'd you go? Get this roughly in the middle, like that, and then I'm going to come out. E to extrude, I'm going to come out, just like that. All right, I'm going to select this point and this point, and go Control B, click, and then over here I'm going to switch over to vertex only. I'll put 3 segments for now, and I'll start scrolling up, and this will round that area. All right, fair enough. Let's go to the other end. Okay, here it is. Control 3, I think. I could be wrong. Yeah. E to extrude, pull it out to the middle, and then E to extrude just a little ways. Okay, grab that point and that point. Control B. And select vertex only, and it'll apply the last stuff there. Let's see if I need to do this. All right. Let's see, we extruded before, so I'm going to delete that vertex. I'll pull that one down a bit and just go F to make a face. That should be good enough for what I'm doing. Okay, cool. All right, so now that I've got that, I'm going to go Alt-C and select Curve from Mesh. And I've got this icon now. I'm going to switch to full, increase that, and the resolution a couple, and smoothing. And let's just bring back the other guy. And I've got the start of that. Okay, that's okay. So let's now hide that again for a moment, and what we'll do now is we're going to convert this to a mesh. Alt-C, mesh, and then I'm going to come in here, right to here, and let's use the period G to zoom in. E, scale. I'll bring this out a bit. Let's go out, Alt-H, and see how we're doing. Let's go back in. I still got that selected. Let's scale it like that. E to extrude. Let's bring it forward. And that's going to be about the best I can do for this. Let's leave that there for now. Come down to the other end. Okay, so let's hide this guy. This can be a slightly smaller one. Go into edit mode. select that outer ring, zoom in on that. Let's go ES, bring forward a bit, and let's bring the other guy back. Okay, we'll scale it up more. And E, hopefully that'll cover it and look kind of convincing. Okay, let's try, we have smooth shading on. Let's try subdivision surface here. Watch your polys go up, but whatever. I could do it just like that. And let me also see how well a solidify will work on this. Because if it's glass, it's best if we have that on. Let's hide this and see what she looks like. Put that on. And I'm at, let's go, what if I go 0.015? That's probably okay. And if I have this solidify above, let me just see how badly it takes. I might be able to bring this down one. You know what? I don't need it any higher than that for the inside. Well, on the other hand, now that jumps it up quite a bit. All right, we'll leave it at that. I'm going to apply that. I'm not going to apply the subdivision surface. Bring that back. And that is the tube as it stands. Let's select this, come back to here, put on textured again, and just have a final look at that. I could finish this off with a little test tube. What I would do is, test tube stopper or rubber stopper. I would select that ring there, Shift D, P, and then origin of geometry. Let me see if I've got any. I've got a subdivision surface on there. That's fine. I'm going to bring it out. And let's look, what is it, Control 3, Origin 3. I think it's Control 3. All right, I actually don't want to look at it from there. Let's say let's try the top. That's fine. All right, let's go into edit mode, select it. That's better. ES, E, Alt M, merge at center. Select that edge, E to extrude, bring it up like that, and we'll scale it out, and then I'll rescale this. E to extrude, I'm going to bring it up a little bit more straight. ES, ES, E, merge at center. Let's select it all, Control N, flip any polys that were the wrong way. Let's bring an edge loop down there. Let's hit smoothing. Let's bring it down, but let's change the, we'll scale this, scale it like that, and bring it in a little bit more. And a tube will go through there. Let's just go to back to wire here. See that it sticks in. That's okay, because then the tube will stick through and we'll still have a bit of room, so I think that's just fine. Okay, front view. That's what we have so far. We can reuse that stopper too for the flask. All right. We'll just leave it like that for the time being. Okay, so we're on our way.